Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Van Pebble, and I am playing poker for all to see. Welcome to the stream. We are a video game streamer. That's what we do. I'm also a security guard. That's what I do. That's what I do, and so far it's going very well. 3 days a week. I love it. I hope it continues that way. It's very good for me. I live very close to where I work. It's a very hard job. It's one of those jobs that it's very intense. You could go through a day where you could feel like no intensity. You could just feel relaxed. Customers could come up and tell you how much they appreciate what you're doing, and your service is so important to the community. And people look at you sometimes, it's slow, and they go, why are you here? What are they going to rob burgers? One guy said to me, what are they going to rob burgers? I'm not giving away where I work. I'm just saying maybe there's burgers there. That's all I could say. And yeah, I looked at the guy, and I literally it was like the 8th person who asked me why I was there. It's like, my point is, it was very easy going, and then all of a sudden, one person that's high on fentanyl or whatever comes up, and they're nuts, and they're trying to fight everybody, and they won't leave the site. Like, that happened so fucking fast. After all that other stuff, you're just like, it twists and turns you. It's a very hard job to do. And especially since I'm not a cop, I'm a security guard. I never wanted to be a cop. I never wanted to do security either. It's something that happened to me later in life. It was a move I had to make. I was working in kitchens, doing a lot of jobs. I just felt comfortable. I fell into dishwashing because I cooked also, all right? But the dishwashing thing was a lot easier because when you're cooking, it's a big conversation. I don't really want to have it right now, you know? I'd rather just focus more on the game, but yeah. But I switched my focus onto security, and even though I'm in a dream scenario for me because I live very close to where I work. That's really why it's a dream scenario. That's part of it. The other part of it is I'm doing a job I never did before. I wasn't a security. I've done security for 2 years, don't get me wrong. It's taken me 2 years to get where I am right now. So it's, I'm enjoying where I am. But it's very difficult. It's very intense, and it's very, I'm not a cop. I never really wanted to be a cop. I always would look at cops, and I was like, I don't know, they seem like assholes. Power-hungry cunts, And then I became a security guard, and I'm very, like, you get treated kind of similar. Like, people basically just call you a fake cop, and they just don't have respect for it, It's like Paul Blart, Mall Cop. It's like, that's how people feel about a security guard. They look at it like, I want to do this thing where I'm not supposed to do it. Okay, well, you can't. Fuck you. You can't tell me what the fuck to do. You're just some fucking security guard. Fuck you. And then they go to the manager of the thing, and the manager goes, you have to listen to him. If he says no, it's no. And then they go, fuck, and then they leave. But it took him that long to fucking, like, they had to hear it from some manager guy. Like, nobody has any respect for security, and it's very difficult. It's a very difficult job for that reason. It is a thankful job, and a lot of times, just the fact that I do care about what I do, people can see that, and I don't get too many people fucking with me. But the people that are really high on drugs, they don't care. Those are the ones that stressed me out this weekend. I had a tough weekend with really just like one incident. Then a lot of the incidents have to do with kids as well. Kids are a nightmare. But we've talked about that ad nauseum forever. Ladies and gentlemen, on the table here to the right, we have a pair of tens, and on the left, nothing. We're playing 2 games. One is $200 million game on the right. The other is at $850K on the left. we've lost a lot of money lately. It's not real money. The website is HD Poker, if nobody knows the site. And if your name is Boston Bonanza and you're catching the stream live, get in here, man. Let's play some poker. This is kind of the stream that I like to do when I'm coming back from a weekend work week. It's a weekend work week is what it is, really. We work the weekends, work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we stream the rest of the week. It's a very cool existence. I think it's one that will continue for a while here, I hope. At least, yeah, I think we're going to be doing this for it. This is nice. You know, things always change, but we try to make them change for the better. That's why we're in the situation that we're in now. Good, it's a good situation. Monday through Thursday, we have off, basically. But I don't look at it as off. I look at it as, what else can we do now? We have all this free time. And that's really changed my perspective on life, which is like, time is a big deal. I was watching Shark Tank, and one of the guys was like, one of the contestants of Shark Tank. If you know what Shark Tank is, good. If you don't, it's a show that people pitch their ideas, basically, to these billionaire guys. They're called Shark because billionaires are, it's a nickname for them, you know. Ace King. See, this is one of those hands on the left that if this guy keeps betting, I'm going to have to fold. I have to fold. But sometimes people will be like, they don't have anything, but they're chasing a straight. Oh, look at that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, on the right table, we have 9-9. We are betting we're betting big here. 22 million with DP 4140. There's the 3 9s. That's got to be a nightmare for this guy. And look at that. No ace, no king. And Van Pebble has 395 million just like that on the right table. And ladies and gentlemen, we won it. I'm hungry today. I'm hungry for wins. We're drinking tea today. We're waking it up and getting it going. We're feeling good. I had a hilarious night last night when I got home from work. Aren't you proud of me? I got over the work thing like that. It's really good. That's what you gotta do. You gotta, like, obviously it sucks sometimes and it's hard. It's a heartache. Big betting on the right-hand table. Wow. This guy's going for a flush. I can feel it. So we're betting big. We're risking all our chips here. We're risking all our, not all of our chips, but a big chunk of them, and it paid off for us, which was a really nice play. And we just got rid of 2 players. We have 892 million chips. Yes, I just said 892 million. Yes, I did. We were talking about billionaires. We're almost a billionaire at the table. Almost a millionaire. Billionaire. Yeah. Billionaire. Billionaire. All right. On the left table, we're still doing our thing. Probably fold this hand on the right. Hand on the left is getting busy. You got... Ooh, the flush beats 3 2s. When you get something like 3 2s, a lot of times I just feel like, oh man, how can I lose this? Like, you don't really... That's when you don't see flushes, actually. There's a lot of times when you lose to a flush. Oh, wow, we actually won on the right table. Look at that. And the other contestants at the table are playing they're playing well. They're doing a good job. We just won some massive hands, that's all. That's all it is. 9-10 jack. Queen would be good here. No. Nothing. We don't really have anything on the right hand table, but we could have high card. And he wins with a pair. Very nice. 12 million. Little one. left-hand table, ace 4. Yeah, I'm proud of myself for getting over the work. You know, it is. Last week it was a little more traumatic, I think, because it wasn't. We were talking last week about not work. Technically, it wasn't really work. 5, 6, 7, 9. Gosh. Look at that. We got the straight on the right, which is incredible. Incredible. He goes all in. We have the straight. What does he have? And we are playing so well on the right-hand table with 1 billion in chips. And the antes are nice and low. So it's not like anyone needs to do anything desperate. I like it. I like the right table. I like the pace of it. Nobody's desperately throwing shit around. Or they could start, but so far nobody has been. And they don't need to. The antes are low enough where people could just play poker. This is how we're actually going to get real wins, I think. That's how I feel about it. I don't know. What am I, a fucking expert? I'm not a fucking poker expert, by the way. I've watched a lot of poker. I've played a lot of poker in my life. Not as much as many people. And I've never played poker live in a casino. But I don't like establishments like that. I always feel like it's... I don't even like going to malls. Last time I went to a mall, a guy tried to sell me a phone so hard that he put the phone in my hand and was like, okay, you got to buy it now. He walked around and put the phone in my hand and told me, okay, you got to buy it now. That's what he did. Ooh. So we lost a hand on the right, but that was a very good play. We're going to fold on the left. And I'm enjoying this duel. We have a straight on the flop. We're going to bet very carefully here. We're just going to check it along. We want them to bet. We're going to bet 157 million. They had to fold. They had no choice. And we've got $1 billion on the right-hand table. So yeah, I like this. This is like a very controlled game. I like that I have this many chips on the right table, and like we said, it's good. I like the slowness of it. No one's in a hurry. Everybody's just playing. People will play, like, hopefully the best hand they have. Try to bluff them a little bit, but on the left, King 10, looking for a queen, it looks like. We got the win on the right table, and that hurts, you know, that gives people like, fuck, this guy keeps winning and winning. Well, that's what this game is for me, is that there's a lot of, it's streaky, you know, it's very streaky. Luck, what's streaky? Luck is streaky. Poker I enjoy because while it is a skill game, you have to know hands and stuff. And I don't want to put myself down here. I had a hard time containing things in my brain for a long time. And then in my 30s, I found I found the ability. I'm not making this up like I'm Superman, but like all of a sudden I needed to memorize something. It was a friend's phone number, and I just found a way to repeat it back. I was in the moment, I focused, and I was able to memorize, and it was a long number. It was like 17, you know. And be careful, I'll say the number out loud. It was like an international number. It was like no, it wasn't internet. Yeah, I think it was. No, it wasn't. It was a number that, but it was like in another state, and there was a lot of like. Oh, lost on the left table. 341k on the left. Not great on the left table. There's the 4. We We have a pair of fours, which means we could win this with a pair of fours, which would be awesome. And we do. And we have 1.1 bill. This guy's going all in. I'm gonna call it. I have ace 9, he has 10k. King, sorry. There's the king, that's not good. There's the 3, for him it's great. I'm going all in on the left-hand table, and we lost on the right. That was a pretty nice win by him. Very nice win, actually, by him. But I will make that play 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10. I will, because I like my cards there, and I think if he had king 10, I'd ace something. Yeah, I mean, I would 9 times out of 10. I like that matchup. I think we had a better from the get-go. We had better cards on the left-hand table. However, that's going to do it for Van Pebble for the left table, and that's just how it goes. And now we can focus our energy on this table, which is a big table. We will try to join another table as we play this table. And it was kind of a cool weekend. Really? Say that again. It was kind of a cool weekend. But this happened to me when I was talking to someone this weekend, too. My voice is just like, Yeah, we got to get away from this guy. Right now, Cold Blue Steel just has it. They just have it. It's coming to them. Much like it was coming to us earlier. It's coming to them right now. This is why I've said this, too. Streaming, having a voice and be like screaming on stream, which a lot of these young kids do, I couldn't even do it if I wanted to right now. I would lose my voice. So he's betting 67. I don't have anything. I have to fold. And he's doing really well. I mean, look at that. He just got a full house. I mean, that is an incredible hand. That's just an incredible hand. But one thing that I'm not doing in this game is giving people compliments. I do that sometimes. Hey, good job, good hand. This table, I really want to win. This is going to be tough. This is a player who likes to bet. So it's going to be hard to get anything going. If nothing's happening, and we have absolutely nothing here, they might too. What do you got? So we got 3, so he's really getting a lot of stuff. He's getting whatever he needs to win. This was us. We were on that same roll. But for time illusion, the player here, there's no, yeah, you could just fold, or you guys can just fold. I mean, the blinds are still very low. And so time illusion's got a lot of time, and it's not an illusion. There you go. Yeah, so as I get older, yeah, my voice, and I hope he bets. I know he wants to here. I can see this motherfucker wants to bet. I'm going all in with this guy. He's a problem, and if I don't fight him now, I'm never going to fight him and never going to win. And there was a bad choice, and we're out of it. Oh, no. The only thing that we're not out of it, we still have a good chunk of change. We have 400 mil. We're good still. We could get back into this thing. That was a big move. That was I've got to calm down here. I've got to tell you, I like the mellow Van Pebble better than the excitable Van Pebble. But I will tell you, I don't regret that move at all. I thought it was a nice play. He's just the hot hand right now. And I was going through this. That's how I got my bill. And so he's hot hand. And what I probably would have done differently in that situation is just, yeah, that's a tough one. That was a tough one. Van Pebble's having a tough time at this stage of the game, and the next table starts, and the right table struggle continues. I don't want to call it a struggle, but it is a little bit of a struggle for us. The only thing we can hope now is this guy's going all in. Obviously, he has some. I have a flush draw as well as a pair of fives. I call. He's got king 8. We need a flush here to stay alive. Although I think we're winning, actually. Yeah, okay, there you go. So the good news is we're top 2. We're guaranteed second place here, but we don't want second place, obviously. And I'm going to start by, let's see how we do here. Queen 7. There's the queen, guys. There's the queen. We bet 93 million. If he has a 10, just go. Okay, good. So we got to get back into this thing, which we kind of are. 600 million is great. And I'm going to start just going all in every time. No, don't do that. That's boring. That's boring. That's boring. We need a queen here. He bets 32 mil. 9-10, jack, queen. Gosh. There's a 6. He's going to bet heavy again. Can we withstand the pressure? We did not withstand the pressure. He's going to go big here. I'm going to fold there. That was a tough one for us, but we had to go through it. And the fact that we're in second place kind of eased my mind a little bit. It feels good to just at least be here, but we need to be more careful. So we've got king 2. There's the 2. I bet all in because I'm an idiot. But I bet all in because of positioning and because of where we are and stuff. But I thought a pair of 2s, yeah. That should win that one, and it did. He goes all in, I fold. On the left table, jack 6, 8, 9, 10, jack. Yeah, you gotta bet that. 7, 8, 9, 10, jack. We got the straight on the right table. This is one where we can go all in on the left table, rather. Left table. Right table, we will call. Left table, we will go all in. We're all in on the left-hand table. We're all in on the right-hand table as well. Looks like we split it on the left table. The right table. We're looking really good here. And Van Pebble is up to 1 bill. We're all in on the right table. On the left table, we're all in. Somebody takes our challenge. They have aces, we have jacks. Not good, not good, not good, not good. Not. We still could get a flush, though, and there's the flush. Go all in. Come on, gold, blue, steel. Yes! Kings versus ace-6. We really want this bad, guys. We really want this bad here. Van Pebble wants it real bad. Bad. And there it is. Woo! That's how you get the win, guys. That's how you get the win. Man, I wanted that. We were just having a real struggle in this game lately, and that pulls us up to 12 billion on the right-hand table. You can see, on the right-hand side, rather. That's a $600 million win. It's a very, very good win. On the main table now, main table. We've got 9s and 4s. What do we do here? We bet. We bet big here. That's not big, actually. Relatively speaking, that's a big bet. And here we go. We've got 1.99 million. Got our first win of the day, which we really, that makes you feel good inside. We've only been playing for 24 minutes and we've already got a big victory. And a big victory. We were due. We were due. We were due. But yeah, I'm proud of myself for we're not talking about work. First First of all, that was a great game, but also I'm getting better at this. I'm getting better at letting things go. Once you do the job. Now, last week I was going to talk about this. Last week was a tough one because when I was streaming, I was so miserable. By the way, we get the win with the queens. A little win there. That's nice. Looking good. We got queens here, so we got the hot hand here. We got the hot hand. Let's see what we can do. Let's raise it to 24. Push yourself or push people around. That's what you're supposed to do when you got a lot of chips. And there's the 3 queens, man. And it's just a tough day for anybody that's playing against Pebble today. Of course, being the guy that's got a lot of chips, people don't know if you actually made something or you're just trying to push them around because you got a lot of chips. Or because you're searching for something. That's what a lot of people do. P. Floyd feels like he's got something, and he's going to check it most likely. And then, of course, I have to bet. And I have to bet quite large. Because I've got something quite good. It's a big bet. He goes with the bet. He might have made the flush here. Excuse me. Pardon me. Why do I think he made a flush? He had no chance. No, because he could have had 2 clubs. You were right, Van Pebble. And, last week, man, as we continue the action here, I was doing jury duty last week is what it was. That was a really negative week for me. I had basically like, guys, I don't want to call it a breakdown. No, I'll explain what it was. It was not a breakdown, but it was a breakdown. That sounds serious, right? But what it really was is, in my world, that was a breakdown because I have been working this job emotionally that I work is tough. And then for them to, I cherish my days off, and for them to give me this jury duty was really tough for me to wake up early in the morning. I just felt really affected by. That's really the main thing. I'm saying, I was saying that the security guard job and stuff. I would say the sleep situation is really hard on the weekends for me. I don't get much sleep on after doing 20 hours of guarding, not consecutively, but for 2 days, it's 20 hours. And then on the third day, I don't get very much sleep that day. If I'm lucky, I can get 6, but usually it's 5 hours of sleep, and then I got to do another 10. And it's early, and that day can be very challenging, that Sunday, because it changes so dramatically from families and church people to drug addicts and weirdos. And it happens so drastically that you're not ready for it, and it fucks with your head. And then by the time you come home, you're so tired. Maybe that's why my voice is I don't know. Because I don't really... Could be all the dick I've been sucking. Okay, there's for the young kids that young kids shouldn't be watching this, but... Gosh, what could he have? That's a lot of money, dude. It's yours. I don't have anything. Yeah. So I went to this jury duty. 7-7 is a nice hand, guys. 7-7. I'm very happy with the $12 billion. Oh my gosh. So we go. Last week we go to the municipal court building. And it's basically just court duty, jury duty, and they didn't pick me the first day, but we had to go back again, and everything about it was just painful and annoying, and it was mostly the travel. God, this is a tough one to fold. But I'm folding. We had 7s. I really hope we get to see what everybody had here. Oh, good. We're going to see it. 4-4-4. There you go. Okay. I'm really glad we folded there. Yeah, so... Yeah, jury duty was where we had the breakdown. It was a breakdown. It was a shakedown. It was horrible. It wasn't that bad, actually. Really what happened was they called my name and they said, Van Pebble. They didn't say Van Pebble. But they were like, Van Pebble, you're up. Like, you're one of the people, and then other people and such, come get your number. And I went up to get the number, and when I got the number, I sat down, and I fucking threw the fucking number on the floor. And I fucking went, like this. Then I kicked the number. And then they go, okay, everybody, you can go outside now. And I grabbed my number off the floor. And I walked. I'm just going to talk through this voice thing. And I walked outside. And as I'm walking outside, I go, fuck, like that. And that's basically a breakdown. To me, I mean, I don't do stuff like that, you know? I'm very cool. I'm very, very cool. Very keep my head guy. In this case, man, it was such an inconvenience, and I feel like a baby. I did last week. I felt like a little baby. I was like, you little baby, you can't do Jerry Doody. But I know for a fact that almost everybody there felt the way I felt. Now, there was a couple guys that really wanted to be there, right? There was a couple guys that didn't. You could tell they probably weren't doing anything great in their life, or that they felt great about. I'm not judging that, you know, but I'm just saying, like, sometimes you just don't feel like your life's going that great. Like, I like my life now, you know? So that's why I didn't want to be there. I love what my life is. But I think, you know, some people, like one guy was an African guy, and you could tell he was just excited to be there. He was just like, I'm very happy to be here, you know? And there's something about people that come from other nations to America where they enjoy being part of the courts, the jural system. Wow, look at me. I guess that's a word. The jural system. Whoa, Van Pebble, where are you coming from with that one? We're gonna fold that. We're doing good. We got 2 million, and I know where we are in the conversation. And I think I do think that on that same tip, on that same note, it's like, yeah, I think that I noticed two guys that looked like they were enjoying themselves, and they wanted to be picked. You could tell when the lawyers would ask the questions while we were in there, and they were doing their juror selection. I was giving the business every time. So I think they probably have a zillion guys like me. Obviously, doesn't want to be there, and they're just like, you know. I'll never admit that that's the reason. I will always die on the hill that. Hold on, guys. This is kind of a big play here. Obviously, we're not going to call this. Clearly. And I had the exact same hand as that jackass. Imagine if I would have played with Slippery Pete. Slippery Pete, you're gone. And, you know, you could see it in the trial, like, not the trial, because I never made it to trial, but during the screening process, they were like, and the one person that, whenever they asked questions, they would lean heavily into those guys, and those two guys were like, basically like saying all the right stuff. Like I would like that one thing that was a big point of contention was that we don't have video evidence. We just have the word of people. We just have the word of people. And my thing was, I need evidence. That was my big thing. I kept going, I'm sorry, I raised my card. I didn't, like, talk. I was proper. By the way, I was great in there. Like, there was no warnings or anything. Only time I thought maybe they would get pissed at me is, like, I kept saying to the judge, oh, can you repeat that? Because, guys, I got to tell you something about the courts. The municipal court. First of all, it's very cheap. It's kind of like the show Night Court. It is kind of cheesy. It's very cheap and cheesy. I'm gonna die now. It's very cheap and cheesy. There's a lot of a lot of criminals are okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to focus in right now. $480K is a lot of money. He's betting huge. He's got to have the fours if he's betting that big. We're already in this thing, and he does have a 4. It was not a great bet to make. I made a mistake there. I'm sorry, but we still made top 3. So in my book, that's a win. That's a win. That's a win. So what we're going to do here is we're going to try to play, and we're going to put ourselves up here. We're going to key ourselves up. We should be able to get into a couple more games relatively quickly here. And in the meantime, let's throw a little. I'm guilty as charged. I was looking at this guy Nymph and looking at his life. He's having a good time though. He's dating some girl. Who cares? Sometimes I like to look at what the other streamers are doing. Okay, hold on. Yeah. So we're waiting for those tables to pick up and fill up. We've been playing very well. Let's put on some smooth stuff here. I would rather hear like something a little more maybe organ jazz. Because organ jazz is where it's at. It's got that fancy organ in there. But it's got to be no copyright. Let's do this one. Yeah, and then we can just like loop it, can't we? How do you loop it? How do you loop it? Does anybody know how to loop? I could loop it on my phone really easily. Can you... I guess you can't loop it on... Isn't that weird? You can't loop a video and just have it repeat on a PC? No. No way. Hold on, let me check that out. The music's great, by the way. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Are you telling me that you can't loop in the doodly-dee? Can you use the looping on YouTube on the PC or just an Android phone or just a phone? Oh. Alright. Back to the game, ladies and gentlemen. We are playing a game. Let's get rid of the one that we're waiting for. Let's get the one that we are playing on the table, damn it. Yes, you can loop YouTube videos on both PC and Android, but the process differs. You simply right-click on the video player and select loop. Ah, fuck. I want to do it. Right-click on the video player, okay. 5.2. And we will get back into the court because I think there's some good points being made there. And I do think that like there's people that just really, and the guys that wanted to be there, like the African guy looked like you could see he was saying like, I think you have to hear both sides before you know the answer. You have to hear both people. And me, I was literally like, he's guilty! Hang him! Like, I was doing... It was similar to that, but I wasn't quite... You obviously can't say that. And when I was in there, when I was... they called me in by myself, which they do with different people. They want to, like... We were in there a couple times together, and then the third time they brought us in by ourselves. Just for the people that they wanted to, like, weed out. I was obviously one they wanted to weed out. And I got to a point where I just was like... I just sort of started spouting philosophy. I'm not that smart, but I mean, I was basically being philosophical, you know. I was like, I don't believe in like the jury system. I don't think you can really be like where they say you're innocent until proven guilty. Like if you're caught doing it by someone, then you fucking did it, and you're just trying to like find a way to squeeze by. And they kind of like that raised a lot of eyebrows, and thankfully I think we were able to legit. You know, because you want to be careful, like, you don't want to, like, come across as too crazy. And I know they see a lot of crazy in there. I mean, it is kind of like a dump, like I was saying earlier. A little bit. I mean, they do a good job making it sort of, and it's a nice building, but, like, it's a zoo, man. 8, 9, Jack. 8, 9, 10, 7, 8, 9, 10, Jack. I've got to bet 8 million because the thing I'm chasing will get me there. The problem is he probably has a king. And it's not worth me going. If I was flush chasing, maybe I'd go for it. If I was chasing a flush and a straight, I'd go for it. But since it's like, clearly he had something, he fucking had lame shit. How bad was that? 8 and 9? Yeah, he had. He had something. Much better than I had. Fold. I couldn't figure out whether I wanted to. Alright. And then there was this guy who was walking around with his butt exposed. And it wasn't like the hip hop thing or like the, like, you know, people wear their shorts down or whatever, prison style or whatever people do. It wasn't that. He was a sloppy guy. He was like, a lot of people don't know these references, but there was a movie called Police Academy, and one of the main characters in the movie, Mahoney, who was like the comedy guy, got paired. He had to team up with this cop that was like this disgusting guy. He went to his house, and the cat was shitting in the guy's cereal bowl, and the guy goes, "Bunky, I told you not to, that's not a little box." And then Bunky went, "Meow," and then the guy grabbed the food and ate it anyway. Like, he just reminded me, this guy, of that kind of guy, like a gross guy. Like, the guy's house was gross. So the guy was like wearing a pair of like sweatpants. Well, they were like pants, and he was a white guy who looked like, it doesn't matter if he was white or black, actually, or any color, but he was I'm just slamming home the point that he wasn't like a hip-hop guy. He was just like a regular guy. In fact, this was the guy that was a security guard too, and his pants were hanging down, his ass was exposed, and it was like, nobody was saying anything to him, and I was like, oh, okay, that's what this is. Like, that kind of said it, for me, it kind of, like, made me realize, like, what we were dealing with, you know? Yeah. So we're in a big tournament here. This is the 200 million tournament. We have 3 kings. This guy's going to be betting into a nightmare, and I'm going to let him do it. I want this guy to keep betting big, is what I want on the left-hand table. Right-hand table is the 850K tournament, a new one. And here we go. Here we go. We do have a potential flush here. We do have potential other stuff too, like straights are out there. I have a nice flush here. I feel good about it. So I'm going to go all in. I have a nice flush. I might have the best flush. And so there we go, 400 million. And that's a good start for Van Pebble. Van Pebble playing very good today. I like our focus. We're just, we're telling stories, but I think the fact that I'm not as intense. Last week I was very affected by this jury duty thing. I'm telling you, it was a real effing problem. And my mind was sort of like, on Monday especially, my mind was like, we need to think about how to get out of this. The whole time I'm doing anything, I'm thinking, how the fuck can we get out of this? Ace 8, he's betting 5.78 mil. It's not like we don't have the money to spend, but if you don't have to, don't waste your time. I think somebody's got something really good here. I'm thinking 10s probably. There it is. There you go. I had a feeling the way he was betting was a little bit too much for me, and we had a minimum of a loss there. Minimum. And then I had a really good moment where somebody came up to me and said to me, and he's an employee of, like, he's one of the people that work where I work. Doesn't do what I do, but he works there. And he just came up to me and said, "Hey man, I like your stream." And I was like, "Why do you talk that way?" And he goes, "It's not me, it's you. You're telling the story and your voice is fucked up." And I went, "Oh, okay." But no, he goes, "I'm just going to talk through it." He goes, "I've heard it's good to talk through these things." He goes, "Yeah, man." He goes, "Bollatro." He goes, "I love Bollatro. I love that game. And I love you." And I was like, "What?" No, he didn't say he loved. But he did go, he goes, "I love that game." He goes, "Bollatro is," and he goes, he watched me play Bollatro. So I thought that was cool. I thought that was great. And I will say about this guy, and he knows this, he's a cocky little fuck. And I say that respectfully. I really do. With as much respect as I can muster. Oh, I'm folding that. That's a disaster. That was a tough hand for me to fold because I had queens. But it was a good fucking fold because he had aces. On this table, I'm doing great. I feel like ace 8. We should have this, right? On the right-hand table, we have... Oh, there's the 8. That's going to hurt somebody, I think. It's not going to hurt me because I'm going to bet 400K, which is a huge bet. And what's he going to do on the right-hand table? He bets with me, and I don't think he was expecting the 2 pair. Of course he was not. Left-hand table... We've got a straight on the left-hand table. And I've got to be honest with you, if I was playing poker on a real... we're going all in here, guys. We're going all in. We have... Oh, okay. Oh, no! Oh, Van Pebble loses to a flush. Wow, that hurts. What was his hand there? That was a very nice hand by him. It was a flush. I thought it was like a straight flush or a royal flush, but it wasn't, but still very well played. And we're in great shape on the left-hand table. I know that just happened to us, but we're just doing fine. We're doing fine. We're still in there. We have king 9. I'm going to fold because I think the guy before me... wait. Yeah, I'll bet that. I think it's possible. Okay, we didn't hit anything there, and I think if you're betting now, I'm folding. But... And there's the 9. That might hurt somebody. I like it. I'm going to raise it. I'm going to go all in like an idiot. But I think I have this hand, actually. I think I had the hand. And now we're back up to 271 million. Nice job. Nice recovery from Van Pebble. Right-hand table, 1.3 mil. We're playing great on both tables. Playing very well on both tables. And last week was just one of those weeks where I couldn't wait for it to be over with, but I also thought, like, I definitely had some lessons learned there. Ultimately, I think we did the right thing. I like the way we handled it, even though we were acting like a baby and all that kind of stuff. But I still feel like, oh, that hurt. We had a pair of 10s, and that hurts. That hurts. Because I was going to play ace. That was a good hand for me. Anyway, back to it. It's hard to do replays with when you're playing 2 tables. King 6, 7, 8, we fold. Look, somebody gave me a monkey paw. That's kind of interesting. Yes. Yeah, it worked out great. And it worked out really good. And we got the final day. It was Thursday we got off, which was nice. But it was just like, it was such a shit. And the thing is, when we got there, one thing that always hits home with me is that we had to watch like a couple videos, you know, about what is being a juror and what does it mean for you here in the courthouse, the municipal courthouse. Hi, guys. Welcome to the courthouse. My name's Jim, and I drank a lot of coffee. Okay, let's get down to it. And so there's those tapes that you have to go through that are there's a lot of that fake energy going on in these places too. Like the woman who was like the actual woman, like secretary, was very much like that, like, and it's like, I think they realize like nobody wants to be there, but it's the reason I don't go to comedy clubs. I don't like fake energy. I don't like, you're here to laugh. Come on, laugh, guys. Come on. It's funny, right? Come on. Funny, right? It's like it's like bullying you into laughing, which I don't like. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the straight, and what we're going to do here with the straight is we're going to go $500,000. And of course, we get the win, and that's going to take us to 2 mil. We're playing very well on both tables. Left-hand table, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 on the right, folding the 10-2, folding 5-3. Let's go. The fake energy is tough, and then once you get beyond the fake energy thing, well, the first thing that happened to me is it was Tuesday, and I got on the light rail. Aces takes the left table, big one. It's always back to the game. I mean, I don't know. Hopefully you guys can follow. But yeah, the first thing I ran into was like vomit on Tuesday, vomit on the floor. We got into the train and then the vomit on the floor, and there's really nowhere to go because all of the trains are like super duper busy. Because, you know, it's busy in the morning. It's like I don't miss taking the light rail. I don't miss it. I really don't. That was one thing I really noticed was like, if I had to, you know, work somewhere else and I had to take a bus every day, it's noted. Like now I remember what that feels like. It don't feel doing. It don't be feeling doing good and feeling doing good, and it just don't be, and it doesn't. It is as doozy. This how I talk now, man. Nobody be talk no real no. I always fantasize that like I could somehow learn some kind of a language that was like you go to Jamaica and you come back and you're like can speak that patois or whatever the fuck. But here's the thing: if Chet Hanks, no offense to Chet Hanks, I'm sure he's a great guy, but if Tom Hanks' son Chet Hanks, ladies and gentlemen, we have an interesting. Let's fuck Tom Hanks for a minute. Fuck you, Tom Hanks. We go all in, which is kind of stupid to do. We probably should have just bet lighter. But we were so excited to have two pair. All right. Yeah, if Chet Hanks can speak patois, and he's like really good at it, I have a couple feelings on that. You know, it's like the white guy taking over the Jamaican, like appropriating, obviously, right? Not good. But then also it's Chet Hanks. Kind of a joke. Yeah, kind of a joke. He's a little bit of a joke. He's not real. He's fake news. Like he does kind of feel like a chump. Sorry to say. At least he's kind of portrayed that way. I mean, like the fact, oh, nice win there with the jack. It's not like, yeah, we have to bet A7. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to be serious for a minute here. We'll get back to Tom Hanks' son in a minute. Again, Tom Hanks' son takes a back seat once more. Okay. I'm going to bet heavy here because I do have an ace. And if you want to play, you got to pay. A lot of people have know that. Some people don't know that. Now, if they have ace-king, I'm fucked. Okay, they didn't have anything. I have 281 million on the left table, and that's where we should be. We're going to bet big here, ladies and gents. Boom. If he has to have... He doesn't. He would have bet by now. If he had a 5, he would have bet by now, ladies and gentlemen. 257 million on the left. 2.18 million on the right. Loving it. Loving it. So the patois thing, look, here's what it is. If a guy who's like a white guy whose daddy was a big shot goes to fucking Jamaica and comes back speaking patois perfectly, it makes me feel that the patois thing is less of a hard thing to do and less of a cool thing to do. However, I will fucking debate myself on this one. Because if he's Tom Hanks' son, look, like Tom Hanks or not, he's a fucking genius, all right? He figured out how to act. He knows how to... You might not like him, you might not like the quality, or you might not like his voice, whatever. The guy is a fucking great actor. He's a genius. So, my point is, if you're born from a fucking genius actor, there's a good chance that you have some of those same skills verbally. So, probably the Chet Hanks guy does have some talent. It's just, it's so toolboxy. If that's kind of a very college way to say that, but like, he's a toolbox. Yeah, like, have you ever used that? Like, he's a toolbox. We have sevens. We're gonna fold. I think they have an eighth. They do. We're playing very smart poker on the right hand side. Playing smart poker on the right hand side. Playing smart poker on the and on the left hand side as well. Van Pebble, and now we're top 3 on the right hand side. That's what we want to be. And on the left, a lot of people still at the table. Big antes here. I like ace 2. I don't know if I'm ever going to get it again, so I'm going to stay in on this hand. And not a good flop for ace 2. Not a good flop for ace 2. That's not good either. So we're losing a bunch of money on the left-hand table. On the right-hand table, we flop the trips. Flopping the trips. He calls it 7, 6, 7, 8, 9. He could have 8 or 9. I don't think he's got jack shit. We're just going to keep betting this motherfucker. And there we go, 2.43 mil. Nice hand there on the right. And on the left, we're sitting good with 213. It ain't, the antes are really high actually on the left. Like the antes on the right are not even that high. So okay, good. We got that hand there. 233 mil, very nice. Queen 10 were dealt and ace 6. He wants to go 560 with queen 10. I'm going to call that because I've just been having a really good luck on that table. And I'm betting big as well. I'm all in on the left table. This is how it goes a lot of times. I have to fold on the right-hand table though, or I'm in trouble. And we win on the left table, which is the little bit bigger stakes on the left table, although I care about both tables equally. I love all my children. You know how people do that? I love all my kids. No, you don't. You love one more than the other. Admit it. We're going all in with 3-3. This is how you make big money. You gotta have balls. Luck is on our side. Luck is on our side on the right-hand table. And we go home. We don't go anywhere. We're still here with 3-3, but that's going to get rid of that player, and we're heads up. On the left table, I am going to fold to let other people play. I had Queen Jack. I want these guys to play each other. I want people to start eliminating each other. I'm heads up on the right table. It's pretty even. It's pretty equal. They've got... Well, now it isn't. They have 3.41 mil. I have 2.18 mil. Good fold, by the way, on the left table. And we got rid of a player. Very strategic move to try to get people out of here. We're going to fold until we get the hand that really, really works for us. Van Pebble on the right table. Ace 2. All in. We've got ace 8 versus king queen. I like it. That's what I want. I want to go against that. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen, taking another player out and going all in on the right. Please go all in with me. Doesn't. And we're still alive on the right table playing heads up. On the left table, we're right in the top 3. We're in top 3 right now. And we've got 2.41 million on the right versus 3.18 million. got 7-7 and 5-3. 7-7. Ladies and gentlemen, flopping the 7-7. This is a huge hand. We're going to bet heavy in it. We're going to be able to take this guy out right now. So let's take him out. He bets big. He's got ace jack. He's drawing dead. And we take him out. We are now in second place. We were now in first place, but we're in top 2 at both tables. And ladies and gentlemen, we're trying to get 2 firsts at the same time. We will fold this hand. What do we got? King 8 on the right. Jack 7 on the left. Seven, 4. We're going to fold that. Okay. Big hand. Nice win. I mean, I'm feeling really good either way, but I want to win, of course. That's the goal, to win. That's the goal. You don't come this far to lose. Got a lot of momentum here. We go all in on the right table. Boy, it hurts to fold this, but I'm going to have to fold. But we have to remember, we can fold on the left. We can. We got enough money where we can sort of fold a couple times. And now we raise it. He raises. I go all in with queens. He goes all in. I guarantee he'll go all in. He's got ace jack. I've got queens. I like my chances here. Oh, there's the ace. That's not good at all for us, and that's gonna hurt, man. But it's a thing I would do every time. It's a thing I would do every time. When you get queens like that, you gotta go for it. So we're gonna be going all in now with ace 7, and this might be the end of it. Although I feel like we could win that one. I'm also all in on the right table. Oh, we couldn't get in. I couldn't get in there. And that's going to be a big win for us because now we're still in the left table. We're almost ousted there for a minute. We're all in on the right table. And Moonrose is just taking their sweet ass time, which is fine. And they're allowed to do that, but I'm just saying. And 140 million is a very big... We have a pair of 8s. I think we've got the best hand. We're going all in. He doesn't have it. This would be a really big win for us. 8s are better than 6s. Got to do better than that. And the ace comes up. It's such bullshit. But it's a very nice play. And that's the game, guys. That's the game of the poker. It's a game of luck, man. It's a game of luck, man. And it's a game that's over on the left-hand side. 400 million. Can't be mad at that. We still won 200 million. We're having a great show here. Great showing of poker skills. And we will have to fold. And that's going to hurt us a little bit. 1.45 milli. Trying to come back and win this thing. Heads up. Do we have any more tea? We do. Oh my goodness, we have more tea. So we just need to keep our head here and not go all in, which I almost did. So basically, who's got the higher kicker? Probably me. Oh, I do. There you go. So that's a good win. 500k is good. So here's another great hand for us. Ace King. King 2. This is gonna surprise. Oh gosh, I want to go. My luck is so. I feel lucky, but King 2 is terrible hand. King 2 is really not gonna. Okay, there we go. So we're gonna call this. And we're gonna hope that that moon rose. Oh, there's the king. The king is on the flop. The king is on the flop. What we don't want is them to get like a straight or anything. But they weren't catching anything, and we're slowly finding our way up a little bit. We're building it up a little bit. He raises. I call. There's the 9-10. That's not a good flop. He's going to probably keep betting. It seems like he got something good there. So we're down to 122 million. That hurts us a little bit. We can't really keep fluctuating that way if we want to. Like, we have to fold. So that we're going to have folds. And so that hurts us a little bit. That's what I mean. If we fluctuate too largely, it's going to get too late eventually. So I'm going to raise it to 600 because I don't think he's going to. I feel like he's going to fold. I just had a feeling, he could have put me away right there, but we're in a good rhythm. And obviously, thankfully, he's not watching my stream. That's the one good thing about like being a streamer that nobody watches really. Like it's amazing. It's still amazing. Oh, wait a second. Ace Jack. I was going to say it still amazes me that people don't care. Even my friends and loved ones don't care that I stream. You would think that your friends would be interested in what you do. But people don't like even look at my streams. So it's good. It's actually good because I can talk shit and get really pissed off at them. And no one will come back and be like, I heard what you said about me, It's like, no one watches my stream, so I could be like, that guy's a fucking punk. You know what I mean? No one cares. All right. And for them to catch just that one stream where you said that, Like, it's very difficult to... Now, the guys that get caught are the guys that get clipped. When somebody clips you and then... ladies and gentlemen, we hit the queen. That's very good for us. Could be bad if they have a flush. We're going all in with queens. They could beat us with aces, but they don't have anything. And this is the best we've been in a while, 2.2 mil, although there's the blinds, 400K. Beautiful, beautiful right there. He almost has to bet here. He almost has to bet here. And ladies and gentlemen, we're all in. This could be a game changer with kings. And now, 4 point... See how the pendulum swings? This motherfucker... First of all, I played this person before. So I know who they are. I played them before. That's number one. Ace 5 is better than Ace 2, just out the gate. So you're hoping... Oh, that's not good. You're hoping for a 5. We need a 5 here. God, that's too bad. That's tough. It's tough to put people away, man. And just like that, 2.29 million. They are back in the fold, and this game is a game here. So we're me and him, or him, her, about even. We know each other. We played against each other many, many times. We beat each other many, many times. I think I have the best hand here. I just don't think they had the best hand, that's all. I was probably right. So it's a little bit different now. We're kind of more... That could change, back and forth. I mean, the blinds are really, really high right now. 500,000 blinds. You're going to see fluctuations, massive fluctuations. He goes all in with King 5. I'm just going to fold. I don't need to fucking... Look, fold, chill, dude. We both have the same amount of money, basically. You're not going to fluster me by going all in. I don't get flustered, guy, okay? 8, 9, 10, and he bets 1.2 million. I think he's bluffing, but I'm gonna fold anyway. I think they're bluffing, but I folded anyway. And as you can see, it fluctuates. Now I have 1.6 again. I'm all in with 6s. He's all in with ace-8. He doesn't have anything. I've got 6s. And there it is. Back to 4.41 million. He's got 1.18 million. I ain't going out like a sucker. He has... I'm going to just bet. Because I have 9-10. He has 8-10. What a masterful win if we win this. Masterful win if we win this one. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's a huge win for us. A really, really nice win. It's a comeback win. And I'm very happy about that. I'm very, very, very happy about that. That was well done. Not a huge, prize, but well played, well done. And as we like to do on these streams, I feel good about how we played today. I like what we did. I don't see Boston Bonanza on there. I play with him. He's fun to play with. He's a whole reason to play this game. But Boston Bonanza, you missed this one, but we're up to 12.5 bill. We were down to 11 something, I believe. We were down. Now we're back up again. We played really, really well. Well done, Van Pebble. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be the stream. Now, I would like to thank everyone for watching. I will tell you this. Technically, that's the stream. Technically. What a lot of times I will do is we'll do a bonus stream here. Throw a bonus game in. Something that we're testing. Something that we're trying. Something that we want to introduce to people. But since... let me look and see if we've got anything I want to play. Okay, I got it. All right. We haven't played this in a while, and it's not a game that anybody wants me to play. So we're going to play it because it's a bonus stream, and I love this game. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you the bonus stream, MarbleTrap. One of my favorite games. You're going to laugh. You're going to laugh when you see this game. You're going to be like, Van Pebble, you are... But you'll see that... my passion for video games runs deep. It's simple. It's the simpler things in life that get me going, man. By the way, I bought a new fan today. I love it. My fan stopped working. Like in the middle of like a huge... I guess it's huge, like a big heat wave. Technically, for us, it's a heat wave. It's Seattle. It's pretty funny. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to be careful not to play music that's copyrighted. So we got to get rid of that right there, because that would be very bad. Yes, we got to be careful. The copyright thing is such a big deal. You don't want the copyright thing. Let's get into it. We are playing a game that is... Hold on. Okay. So this will be for later. And now, MarbleTrap it is. Let's move. I think we could just go all the way to the right-hand side. This is a bonus stream, ladies and gentlemen. This is a game that I have streamed by itself. It doesn't do well, so we stopped doing it, but I actually legitimately miss this game, so we're gonna play it. It's literally a maze game. We've literally, since we're using the word literally so liberally, we have 81 mazes and we're not even done yet. I think there's like 100. I mean, the game has like 140 mazes, guys. Like, don't you just admire it? Who does that anymore? Who has that many levels? I respect the shit out of this game. You don't have to, I will. Okay? How about this? I respect this game, and I respect me for playing it. You could just not watch it if you don't want to. It's okay. We're gonna keep playing it. We're gonna sneak it in whenever we can. Just make sure we're good. Okay, let's get it. Because I love it. And we've had some great riffs and rants in there too. Great riffs and rants. We've had riffs and rants on this game. Man, it just makes me so happy and warm that we did, you know? We talked about the funniest stuff, dude. We had one time I had a fantasy. Like I've said before, I'm not a comedian. But like this, I feel like we come up with stuff so good that it makes me happier than if I was. Like I'd rather say something clever and fun doing this than trying to do it in a hat, like on a stage in front of a bunch of people that suck anyway. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? One time I worked at a comedy club as a cook, and I remember one day, I don't think there's a timer, we could take our time here. Yeah, take your time, get through this. So there was a customer, or a guest as you call them, in the comedy club. And I was I had to like cook, but then I had to help clean up because it was a very small comedy club. And it was like me, some little kid, like young kid who was like sort of like a host, letting people to their seats. And then the girl who was this really bitch, like super cunty, really skinny. I think she was a cokehead. I'm pretty sure she was like selling drugs out of the club too, actually. It was just a bad situation, but she was a super bitch. But it was me, her, she was the waitress, and this dude that was a host, and he was a douchebag too. And then you had the owner who was like this comedian guy, but also the owner, and old. He had like cerebral palsy or something, and it was weird. And it was just like a weird situation. And then the wife was super cunt. So that's what you had going on. But I had to bust the tables. That's how short-staffed we were. So I'd bust the tables to this one girl. This is my example why I hate comedy clubs. This woman who was like just a customer, she was drunk, and she was like, there was music playing while I was busting, and she goes, "Excuse me, can you tell me what song is playing? And don't say anything else. Say nothing else. Just tell me the name of it. That's all I want to know. Don't talk. Don't." And I was like, first of all, you fucking bitch. I'm a fucking cook. Like, I'm here helping the bus. Why are you busting my balls? And why do you think you're funny? Right? So there was that. The comedy club thing, man, was... The only thing that was cool is, like, sometimes you'd see, like, Rob Schneider walking through the kitchen. Like, something like that was kind of cool. Not that I, like, am a Rob Schneider fan by any stretch, but, like, he's a famous guy, and it's cool. Anyway, back to the game. Clearly we need to focus here. This is hard. This is hard. This part is hard. I can't get through it. Come on, you can do it, man. You got this. You got this, man. Pebble. And I've said this before, the controller for this is really good. Like, it's very, oh, god damn it, but it is. It's well done. Very well done. It just feels very, you can feel the control, it's nice in your hand. Like, not my gamepad. My gamepad's great, actually, but you know what? It's funny. The gamepad thing's a funny conversation to have, because I struggled with gamepads for a while. I couldn't find a good gamepad, and I kept buying gamepads that would drift or whatever, but I was spending like $50 and shit. Oh, dude, the music. Sorry, dude, I gotta change the way I talk, because the music's on. I gotta change the way I'm talking, dude. Sorry, dude. Dude, like, fucking gamepads, dude, for a while when I was playing with gamepads, dude, you know what, man? I was buying the real expensive ones, you know? And then when I started buying the ones that were, like, cheaper, that's when I realized, man, fuck, dude. Dude, fuck it. You know what I mean? Fucking now, did I get cheaper ones? I never have problems, dude. I haven't had a problem ever. Okay? So, dude, I'm just saying, man. Like, this music just makes me want to turn it on to, like, fucking 9, dude. Like, amp up my fucking attitude, bro. Okay? This is what this fucking shit does. So that's pretty good. That was good. We held that for a long time. I wasn't sure how long we could fucking do that bullshit for. Imagine having to do that for a whole stream on GTA 5. How annoying would that be? Just doing it. People, you know, when I used to watch those streams, Grand Theft Auto 5 roleplay, I was like, we're doing good actually. We're getting better at this. I was like, wow, how cool is that? Somebody's holding character. And it's basically just people that are like frustrated actors. You know what I mean? Like, they need a place to get their shit off, which I respect. Hey, you guys are actors. I'm not an actor. But I used to watch it, and you'd see a guy who would talk like this, basically. Yeah, you know, yeah, come on, yeah, hey, yeah. And he would do that for 3 hours on a stream. Hey, can you make this sandwich over here? Yeah, I'm doing my best. Hey, yeah. I stopped watching it. I don't know how anybody watches that shit anymore. Some people do cool shit with it though. There was this girl called like Chocolate Wolf or something like that. Strawberry Wolf, whatever the fuck her name was. Dingleberry Wolf, I don't remember. Wolfenstein, something Wolf. And she was like this really hot chick, and she figured it out. She basically would role play the game. GTA 5 roleplay, but she was like a lesbian chick, so she had this girl that she was like, that was also a lesbian, and they would basically do like a love story, like a movie, where they worked together, and they were like criminals together, and they loved each other, and it was all this drama, and it was like, wow, this is interesting. And she was hot, so you, as a guy, you're thinking like, oh yeah, I want to fuck her, you know? But she's a lesbian, so it's like kind of a waste. But for some reason that streamer was good. I never felt like she wouldn't fuck a guy. I never felt like she was 100. I think she was like, I'm bi. I don't know if she said that just to keep guys watching, or maybe she really was. Oh. We want this, guys. We want this. Okay, that's it. I'm fucking... I don't believe that, dude. That's so crazy. Alright, we gotta keep going now. That was wild. I still don't, I really have to tell you the truth. I still think this is a good game. I think this game is amazing. But maybe it's only good by yourself. But any game, like, I feel like you could stream anything. Although that's not true. I have a great, you can't stream everything story. Laughing at myself, dude. Last night, I said, I'm going to stream this game called Mobstar. I'm going to stream it, yeah. It's a fucking great game, man. I don't care, you know? Anything can be streamed, right? And I go and I start streaming it. And it was so unstreamable. Just, it was like, it's this game where it's a click game, basically. And you're like trying to click to do crimes, and if the crime is successful, you get money. If not, you might go to jail, or you just don't get money, and then you have to wait for another 2 minutes before you're trying it again. You can do other things, you can do other crimes, but you can only do those crimes. You have to rank up, and it's this really slow game. It's a lot. You can only fly like every hour until you buy a better jet or plane, and then you can fly every 60 minutes, and then you can get a plane that you can fly every 30 minutes, and it's this thing where like other players play, but you don't ever talk or see people, and it's a really, really cool game, but it's not cool to everybody. And it just didn't seem like very, like it was literally to the point where it was very close to what this game is. Like it just doesn't stream well, you know? Like I would think like this game with great stories and good conversation would be a home run. But I don't think there's enough to the game. There's not enough time trial or whatever to it. People just don't care. And they don't want to see it. They don't want to see it. But I still think mazes are awesome. Mazes are incredible, and I will bring one game that always wins that argument. Pac-Man. I don't like Pac-Man. I hate the fucking game. However, there's something to the fact that a maze made everybody go nuts. A maze. You took a maze and you basically represented it with a different type of, you know, you put a guy in there, you put some dots in there, you made a thing cute looking. It's not a person. I mean, arguably Qbert was cuter than Pac-Man. Pac-Man was just this circle with a mouth. I mean, it's a lazy design. Pac-Man is a lazy design. It's the most basic of games, and it caught the imagination of everybody. It changed the world. It probably made people, it probably created Microsoft. You know what I mean? Like, these guys probably were so into video games that they were like, that's probably not true, but that's true. Although Microsoft did get into the video game world. No! Damn it. I. Crazy. That's how it goes. Hey, the people are taking off their clothes. Crazy. I never really cared for Ozzy Osbourne. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It was all gimmicky to me. Even when he was doing the family thing with his wife and I was like, whatever. I'm not an Ozzy guy. I'm also not a Sabbath guy. I just don't care about it. It happened way before my time, even before me. Like, I was born in 73, but by the time that shit came, I was a little kid. I wasn't into heavy metal when I was 8. Okay? I listened to Phil Collins shit. You know? I listened to fucking heavy metal. And then even when I got into like Van Halen and stuff, that was, for me, that was real, like, the shit. And it took me years to like I still think Van Halen's great, but like I still don't really care about Sabbath. I remember when Ozzy died, I listened to it because I was on guard duty, and I was like, well, we got time here. Let's pay tribute to the great one himself, the Oz, the Blizzard. And I listened to his stuff, and I was like, it's okay. It's not that great, really. They definitely were the, like, purveyors. I think that's the word. They started it, right? Oh, nice. Started metal, kind of. But they started it. Metallica ruined it. Metallica's so bad, dude. Oh, I don't like Metallica at all. It's just not good. It's just not good to me. So yeah, when Ozzy died, I was like, it's not really, didn't hit me as hard as it hit other people. And the guy was dying for a long time. I mean, he basically knew. I mean, the guy, here's the interesting thing. You want to talk about when your time is up and you know it. Like, that guy basically called his shot. He's like, we're going to have one final concert, and then we're going to fucking die. That's fucking it, okay? And he fucking did, dude. He had the concert, died like a day later. It's like, what the wow. He knew. The Hulk Hogan wouldn't surprise a lot of people. Again, I'm not a wrestling guy. I'm sorry to hear about it. I'm just not a wrestling fan. It's not real. I'm not a child. I stopped liking wrestling when I was like 15. And then when I was like 15, the only thing I liked about wrestling was the promos. Because the best wrestling in the 80s wasn't great. The guys who wrestled were. They could have done anything. They just had wrestling as their like canvas, as you will, if you will. But they weren't like comedy was the thing. They weren't comedians. They had this thing where they were like physically a specimen, but they were like actors. But they were like action actors. Like, really, those guys should have all been, like, action movie stars. Like, every single one of those guys, every single wrestler in the 80s should have had their own, like, movie, their own action movie. All right, we're going to beat this one here. I feel it. And the Hulkster tried, but it just, people weren't buying it, you know? It just wasn't the right time. The Rock came in at just the right time, and people were like, we want to see these guys act. Because that's basically what they're doing anyway. They're just acting. So that's my point, is the promos. When they would cut promos with Macho Man, Hulk Hogan, there's one where Macho Man and Hulk Hogan are joining forces, and it's so funny, man, and they're so good at it. But the Hulk Hogan thing, did, like, you know, he was kind of a scumbag guy. Didn't like black people. It's just like, you know, I mean, like, and you could say, you know, he liked black people, but he didn't like some. And it's like, yeah, I've heard people say that before. Like, I've even heard black people say, like, I like black people, but I don't like N-word black people. I've heard black people say that about themselves. About their own, you know, their own color, or whatever you want to call it. But to me, it's like, I don't think you want to really call out your hate like that, you know? If you do feel it, like, work on yourself. Don't call it out, because you're calling attention to it's bad. It's just really bad too. So yeah, I thought Hulk Hogan was ultimately, when I look at his racism, it kind of makes me not give a fuck about him, really, to be honest. And he wasn't the greatest guy. Just from stories I've heard and stuff. Whatever. I mean, also, I don't live in a hero worship world. And look, we all fall into it. We can't help it, you know? Sports stars. Like, I've got 2 wristbands on. One says Kobe, the other says LeBron. So I have a little bit of it myself. But the only person I really fucking give a shit about is Van Pebble. The hero? Van Pebble's my hero. My alter ego is my hero. I stopped giving people props a long time ago. We gotta beat this right now. This is it, guys. This is gonna be it for me. We're playing really well right now. Let's go. That's it. No! Don't make me do What's the new song gonna be? All right, I like it. Man, the metal thing was great. I love, and by the way, the soundtrack to this to this game, if I had a car, I would be playing this soundtrack. I think this music's awesome. I really do. I swear to God, I like this music. Like, if I could find a way to just get the soundtrack to this, I'll play this while I'm a guard. Security guard. I have learned some security guard tricks as far as play, like what to listen to when you're doing it. Like, if it's really intense, play something slow. Play like love music, love ballads, old school, once, twice, 3 times later, like that kind of stuff is good. Or something that has a little more energy to it. Jazz is great. Jazz is really good. What was I playing? Cuban jazz is good. Oh, come on, we gotta beat this. But this is our last, like, I have to beat this maze, and then we're gonna go. What was I listening to the other day that was really getting me through? Well, Zoni Mash, that's a good band. But there was another, I'm trying to think of what it was, and it was really, really getting me through it. I was like, wow. It was waking me up. I'm talking about, like, to the point where it kind of wakes you up. Oh, I remember now. It was like this. So one of the cool things about having a parent, one of your parents is a little bit of like a snob. Because once my mom got married and then divorced twice, she picked up a bunch of money from these guys. And then she started making pretty good money because she was a massage therapist. So my mom was making good money and she became a snob. But the cool thing about snobs is they start getting into like interesting music sometimes, because my mom she married I think it was the third marriage or the second one. I think this was the second one. This guy didn't have any money, but he went to RISD, which is like a really renowned school for like the arts. And he basically became a guy that like set up live events, like recording and shit like that. So he's like a backstage crew guy, but he did it professionally. And he got my mom into like this cool music. And so the one thing that I got from that was, he was a cool guy. He was a nice guy. He was younger. Like, he was 30, I was 20, so it was a little awkward. My mom was like 10 years older than the guy. It was kind of a weird thing. My mom's a bit of a freak. I'm not a fan of my mom, in case you're wondering. But anyway, so yeah, there's that. And so the music was like this thing called Claude Bowling Suite. And it's piano and flute. And it's fucking sounds, I know that sounds terrible. We were making fun of the flute last week, but it's one of the coolest fucking things I've ever heard in my life. It's jazz called the Claude Bowling Suite, music, piano and flute. And it's amazing. And I fucking listened to that, and I had like so many people in line, and people were just being kind of weird, and they had to like, I'm trying to think, I might have been the one where there was maybe that was last week. There was a parade last week. So like, there's a parade, there's like explosions in the parade. So that's good when you're a security guard, to hear like bomb sounds. That's really good. Yeah, that's good. That really is good for a crowd, by the way. That's really good for local businesses, by the way. Yeah, lock off all the, seal off all the major roads that go to the business. So there's no car traffic. So the only people that are coming on are on foot. So people don't know how to behave in a parking lot when there's no cars. People don't know how to behave in a parking lot. Call it a drive-in, and you're fucked. Like, I work in a drive-in. It's so fucking difficult to security guard that drive. That's all I can tell you. I will never tell you where I work. Please don't look for it. Please don't look. Don't look. All right, this is it. We got to go for it now, man. We've got to beat this thing, right? All right, this is it. And no one's watching at this point anyway. And anyone who is watching because they want to see me beat this level. So we've got to beat the level. Nice. Oh, that's nice. This is the one that gets us every fucking time. Where does it go? How do we get in there? Alright, we gotta do it like this. There it is. Where's it gonna come out? It comes out right there. So we gotta go this way then. Okay. This way then. Woo! Hold on, hold on. Wait for it. We need this, guys. We need... Ah, no! Alright, I can't. Yes, you can, Van Pebble. Yes, you can. Be careful with this. Just go slow on these ones. I think we got... Oh, okay. Jesus Christ. I'm trying to figure out. This one's so tricky. I don't know where it's go. I don't know where it's gonna. No, come on. Alright, let's not be so dramatic. Let's try not to be as dramatic. It's not that big of a... Is it really that big of a deal? Are you that surprised? I know it hurts. Listen, I want to let everyone know. I try not to be the guy that's just doing it so that you'll go, oh, look, like overreacting, I think is what I would call it. I try not to do that. But there is something to legitimately being like pissed and into it. But yeah, there's no, sometimes I have to admit, and I don't do it on purpose per se, but there's a little bit of an overreaction going on sometimes. It's hard to not do. There, I did see, I just... Alright, this is a bonus stream. Thankfully. Very difficult. I've had streams of this where we've done 5, 6, 7 maps, 10 maps, and I've had streams where I could only do... I mean... I've never been this fucked before. I've never got like been. I don't think it's been this difficult before. You know what they could do is to make it a little bit better, maybe put some more stuff up there. Like, you got the star, right? Do some more stuff. More collectible stuff would be fun. But then I get what you're like. You're getting close to like Sonic the Hedgehog or something, you know, which is not what this is. This is like your most basic, which is why this game's not popular, because it's a ball. It's just a stupid ball, but that's what I love about it. Like, now I have a Switch too, and it's funny, because I was sort of this guy for a long time. Like, man, fuck Nintendo. Charging all that money. Then I was like, I really miss Nintendo. I really miss Nintendo games. I miss the graphics. By the way, we have a huge game that we will be showcasing, I believe, today. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's a perfect way to end the stream. We will be showcasing a new game today. It's going to surprise a lot of people who watch Van Pebble. Some people just won't care. Let's see. Yeah, let's go to level select, and let's go to... Oh, this is what we want to do. Hold on. This. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the game that we will be playing today. I bought a game. First of all, let's do the advertisements, and then we'll get our ass out of here. But I will say this so that people are, because the one thing that's not good, and we're gonna get there, is like if I bring up a subject and then I don't finish the thought. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's the thing. After I do my advertisements, I will tell everybody the new game that we will be playing from the Switch 2. My name is Van Pebble. And you can check me out on all social media. Yeah. We are on... My name is Van Pebble. Twitter. And you can check me out on all social media. We are on Twitter. Or X, if we want to call it X. Right? Fun. I mean, I do say Elon, please come back, but I don't see that as political. I see that as being a fan of Elon Musk. Ladies and gentlemen, Van Pebble is on Twitter. Ladies and gentlemen, you can donate money to Van Pebble by donating money to Thomas Paulvino at Thomas Paulvino. All small letters, no space, at Thomas Paulvino on PayPal. You can send cash. I'll get cheeseburgers or something. Ladies and gentlemen, and will you spend it on the stream as well? The YouTube is Van Pebble on YouTube. This is supposedly no copyright, so you should be able to hear this on a video on demand. We are taking our streams from Twitch and putting them on YouTube. We've been doing it for a while. We have 385 videos up there. It's about to be 387 by the end of the day, but 6. We're going to put this video up here. And that's it. Van Pebble on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. Van Pebble's on Twitch. Follow him on there. We're 1 follower away from having 50 followers. And then to get affiliated, we have to like jump through a hoop with fire in it. And then we have to the toughest part for me on Twitch, and the toughest hoops to jump through, and I'm calling them hoops and I'm kidding, but is just I don't get people watching me live. So that's very difficult for them to be like, get 3 people talking at the same time. Like, I don't talk to chat. I'm not a chat streamer. The streamers that stream chat are like the IRL people. Those guys will constantly talk to you and they'll go, hey chat, hey chat, chat, hey chat, 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 chitty, 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 chitty. And they'll say chat 1,000 fucking times. And it works for them. But that doesn't work for us, so we don't do that. So I don't really do the chat thing. I'm happy with people being in the chat room, but I don't talk to them. I don't look at what they have to say. Sometimes I mean, that sounds arrogant, but like I just don't. It's better that that's not on my mind. You know what's on my mind? Doing a good stream. And now, you know what's on my mind? Finishing this stream. Ladies and gentlemen, Van Pebble here. I really enjoyed this one. We are going to be introducing a new game today, and I will show people that game right now. For the people, this makes you have to watch me. You really care. It is a Switch 2 game. I just kind of jumped into it briefly, very, very briefly, and got so excited that I put it down and said, no, we're going to save this for a stream. And the game that I'm referring to, ladies and gentlemen, is a game that is called Zelda Breath of the Wild, the Nintendo Switch 2 edition. Now, I will tell you, this game, not only is it a Nintendo game, which is like fucking thumbs up. I'm a big Nintendo fan. I think they have the best looking games. I know Xbox tried to do it, but they're doing well. But I never was an Xbox fan. I used to buy Xboxes. I bought 2 Xboxes at one point, and both of them got the red rings of death. I'm not a fan. And the Nintendo is something that I just have always held in my heart. Let's face it, in my mind, it's the Coca-Cola of the soft drink world. It's the Red Bull of the energy drink world. It's the best. That's how I feel about Nintendo. That's how I feel. I don't know if they just invest well. They're smart business people. They're smart. It's Japanese. Maybe that's why they're fucking awesome. In fact, I live in Seattle, where I'm not sure if this is still the case, but I believe our baseball team, the Seattle Mariners, is owned by the Nintendo company owner. So there's something deep in my heart about Nintendo. Finally, we bought the Switch 2. We've been playing like Fortnite. I finally played Mario Kart for the first time. I bought a couple other games, but they don't look very good. So I'm not sure if you'll see me stream them. Little Nightmares is a nice game. We're going to play that this week. But the final thing here is Zelda Breath of the Wild. And we will be playing that either sometime this week. We might be playing it today, but that's the announcement. Zelda Breath of the Wild, Nintendo Switch 2. Excuse me. I have never, ever played a Zelda game in my life. I never have. And I know it's kind of a cool thing. That's kind of why I avoided it even longer. But I finally took a good look at the game. Like, I researched it. I looked at, kind of basically asked myself, is this a Van Pebble game right now? You know, where I am with games, it's really kind of, it seems to be, and we're going to find out, but it clicked off, or let's say it ticked off all the boxes. And those boxes would be what? Kind of a platform. Actually, it's an open world game, which is like something that we've been craving lately. It's a game that has been, it has other games in its world. Like, it's a series of games. That's appealing to me, because if I like the one game, I can jump on to part 2 next, It's very pretty looking. I played it for 2 seconds, and I was getting the dopamine big time. I was like, oh, this is I'm already, I get it. The last thing I'd say is it's a grinder game. Somebody told me about, and the one thing that sold it to me is this one girl at work. I go, should I get it? She goes, well, it's up to you whether you get it. She goes, I'm just going to tell you this. You like to grind games. It's a grinder game. You can grind hours out of it. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the announcement. Now we will put it into sleep mode. You will go to sleep. And ladies and gentlemen, that's the stream. Thank you for watching, and we will talk to you next time. Signing off, my name is Van Pebble. And that's the Top 40 Countdown. I mean, that's the stream for today. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day. Please come back, see us again. Yeah. Not sure what we're going to do, but it could be Switch 2 most likely. We'll talk to you later. Peace.